The War of Fjirgard. Wilhelm Biel had traversed many lands, his ventures primarily driven by trade. Yet his curiosity for both natural and man-made marvels grew with each journey. In Britannia he had wandered through the ancient elven ruins beneath the bustling towns of El Anguille, glimpsed the colossal cephalopods in the Middle Sea, and witnessed leviathans breach the great Western Ocean. During a stop in Araby, Wilhelm had even seen a creature that breathed fire, much to his amazement and the discomfort of those struggling to contain it. Now, his ship had sailed north to the rugged shores of Norsca, where he sought amber and the prized pelts of fox, bear, and marten. On the morning of the third day, Wilhelm found himself seated upon a rocky hillside overlooking the quiet village of Fjirgard. His companion Haber, a young Norseman, had spread a fine fur for them to sit upon and pulled from his pack a simple meal of bread, cheese, and smoked bear meat. As they ate, the village below stirred to life. Thick-set Norsemen loaded Wilhelm's ship with bundles of fur and heavy sacks filled with precious amber. A herdsman guided his goats to the meadow, and a hunting party ascended the steep valley behind them. Haber, my friend Wilhelm began, nodding towards a group of women gathered at the foot of the mountain. Each morning, I see these women carrying baskets up the mountainside. Where are they going? What lies in that cave? Below them, the women, some elderly, others younger, with children in tow, began their ascent. Fjirgard was nestled between the mountain and the sea, and only in such small bays could villages cling to the rocky coastline. They go to feed the war, Haber said, as though it were the most natural thing in the world. Do your people not do the same in, how do you say it, Mariensburg? Mariensburg, yes, Wilhelm corrected, but we have no such creatures. What are these where you speak of? No work in Haber seemed genuinely surprised. Perhaps you call them by another name. The were are those champions chosen by the gods who are not yet ready for immortality. They dwell in the caves until the time of war, when they will fight one final battle before returning to the cycle of life. He noticed Wilhelm's confusion and added, "It is an honor, you see. Some are chosen for greatness, others cast down, but even those cast down are chosen, and when they return they will be greater still. Better to be chosen, is it not, than to live without the favor of the gods?" Wilhelm hesitated, careful not to offend his companion with his differing beliefs. But why are these workmen confined to caves? Are they dangerous? Very much so, Haber replied. Once they were men, but now they are like beasts, both in mind and body. Their forms grow wild, hairy like bears, with claws like wolves or teeth like predators from the deep woods. Some sprout scales like serpents, or wings like the great bats of the moon tide. They are monsters. Most die in battle or flee in terror into the wilderness, never to return. But some come home, and their families care for them husbands. Sons, the bonds of kin remain strong, and the word do not harm their own. These creatures sound much like the chaos spawn we know, Wilhelm mused. Monsters twisted by the power of chaos. Perhaps, Haber said cautiously. The gods decide who is destined for glory and who for oblivion. Is that not the way of the world? Wilhelm shook his head. In all my travels, I have never heard such a thing. No immortals. Then I pity you, Haber said sincerely. For of all men, it is we Norse alone who are favored by the gods.